Welcome. I'm glad you made it because without you and the presenters, there wouldn't be anything. So your presence is very, very important. This is our 14th anniversary, and we're looking forward to next year as well. This is the schedule for day 2. Notice our presenters are already there, Dr. Kavita, Rani. And the presentation topics, I will also be presenting instead of, I'll be filling in for someone else. And we've got India, and then Canada, India, Canada, India, India, and then South Africa is 20. So we're looking forward to all the sessions. So stay tuned. These are the presenters and the countries represented. If your country is here, you're also very welcome. So about our presenter, the first presenter of the day, Dr. Kavita Rani, who's an associate professor and dean at the Department of Education at Guru Kashi University in Punjab. She's had over 20 years of teaching experience. She's a passionate advocate for technology integration in education, but not only that, she's also a nature lover, and we'll get that at the end, and a mindfulness practitioner. She has developed numerous e-contents and 5 MOOCs under UNESCO's Open Educational Resources Program. She promotes global access to quality education. Her innovative work earned her an invitation to present in Slovenia, that's in Europe, and participate in the Open Educational Global Camp. She has authored 4 books and several research papers, and is an active member of CTE, IATE, and AIAER. Beyond academics, as I mentioned, she's a nature lover. She finds joy in gardening and nurturing future educators for a better society. So I'm honored to have you with us today.
So thank you so much, Dr. Lily, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And first, let me express my heartfelt appreciation to you to bring all the brilliant minds together, the insights into different topics, including educational technology, AI, ChatGPT, digital transformation. And these topics were not only inspiring, but also essential to shaping the future of learning. But may I start?
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
that's my love to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So just a minute. Let me share my screen. I think it is visible.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So, as I said, that technology is undoubtedly redefining how of education, how we teach, how students learn, how we access, and how we connect. But today, I invite you to shift your focus from how to why, because here's a question we must now confront that. In an age where we are preparing students for a world powered by AI and automation, what kind of world are we preparing them for? Is it the one of sustainable choices, resilient communities, and shared responsibilities, or one where knowledge outpaces the wisdom? If technology is the engine of modern education, then sustainability must be its compass, I think. So, in this session, we'll talk about how pedagogy can go beyond content and careers to cultivate conscious citizens, ethical innovators, and compassionate leaders. Because teaching for tomorrow is not just about digital fluency, it's about ecological literacy, ethical decision making, and global responsibility. So let's begin not just with tools in hand, but with some purpose in our heart. So, in the face of this global challenges such as climate change, resource depletion, social inequality, and environmental degradation, role of education has expanded beyond the transmission of knowledge to the transformation of mindsets. And modern pedagogy must not only prepare the learners for employment and lifelong learning, but also empower them to become responsible global citizens who can contribute to building a sustainable future. This is the essence for teaching for tomorrow, a forward thinking educational approach that integrates sustainability into every facet of pedagogy, preparing students to think critically, act responsibly, and innovate for the common good. So, the call for integrating sustainability into education is enshrined in numerous global frameworks, including United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), particularly Goal 4, 7, and 13, which emphasizes the importance of education for sustainable development, global citizenship, and appreciation of cultural diversity. So these directives push educators and institutions to reconsider not just what is taught, but how it is taught, arguing a shift towards more inclusive, more participatory, and transformative learning experience that reflect ecological awareness, ethical responsibility, and social justice. Now let's talk about modern pedagogy, because it must evolve from traditional content heavy models to dynamic, interdisciplinary, and experiential methodologies. It must place sustainability at the core of curriculum design, classroom practices, and institutional culture. And this involves the reimagining educational spaces at ecosystems where learners explore the real world problems, collaborate on sustainable solutions, and reflect on their values and actions. It also calls for developing a system thinking mindset among the students, helping them understand the interconnectedness of environment, economic, and social issues. So I think teachers are the linchpins in this transformation. As facilitators of change, they must be equipped not only with the knowledge about sustainability, but also with the pedagogical strategies to integrate it meaningfully across the subjects and across different age groups. And project based learning, service learning, outdoor education, problem solving tasks, and inquiry based instruction become essential tools in this endeavor. And integrating sustainability into pedagogy is not without its challenges, because it requires curriculum redesigns, teachers training, institutional support, and community involvement. However, it also presents tremendous opportunities also, like to cultivate empowered learners, to build more equitable societies, and to preserve the planet for future generations. And this shift aligns with the growing recognition that education is a key lever for achieving the sustainability, and that today's learners are tomorrow's leaders, innovators, and stewards of the earth. So, in this session of Teaching for Tomorrow, integrating sustainability into modern pedagogy, the aim of this session is to explore the theoretical foundations, practical strategies, and transformative potential of sustainability education. It I also invite you as educators, curriculum developers, administrators, and as students, we all are students, we all are learners, to reflect critically on current practices and collaboratively envision new models of teaching and learning that are ecologically sound, socially just, and future ready. So let us move on this journey to redefine the purpose of education in this 21st century and learn about our collective responsibility to teach not just for today, but for tomorrow also. So, if we talk about foundations of sustainability in education, let's first talk what is sustainability. Sustainability refers to the ability to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It involves maintaining a balance between environmental health, economic health, and social well-being. And we can describe it as three pillars of sustainability: people, planet, and prosperity. Planet, we can say, don't ruin our planet. Prosperity, earn, but ethically. And when we talk about people, share and care. So in education, when we talk about sustainability in education, sustainability means equipping the learners with the knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes to make informed decisions and take responsible actions for environmental integrity, economic viability, and just society, both now and in the future. And there are some more pillars, like four pillars of sustainability: environmental, economic, social, and cultural. And the four pillars of sustainability, when it comes to building a sustainable future, we rely on these pillars, kind of like legs of a chair, we can say that. If one's missing, things get wobbly. So, and nobody wants to fall flat while saving the planet. So, we have to take care of all these pillars. When we talk about environmental sustainability, this is about keeping nature happy: clean air, safe water, healthy forest, and basically don't treat earth like a disposable coffee cup. And second is economic sustainability. We all want growth, but not the kind that costs the planet an arm and a leg. It's about making money without making a mess. And next is social sustainability. People matter. This pillar is about fairness, inclusion, and making sure no one's left behind, not even our quiet student who always forgets to unmute. So, uh, next is cultural sustainability. This is about our traditions, values, languages, and identities. These deserve a place in our future too. After all, what's a world without festivals, food, and especially grandma's wisdom? So, together, these four keep the sustainability show running smoothly. Miss one, and the future start limping. So, let's talk about sustainability and sustainable development goals, saving the world, but one goal at a time. So, what do sustainability and sustainable development goals in common? Well, they are basically best friends for the future. So, the sustainable development goals are like a global to do list created by the United Nations. These are, we all know that these are the 17 goals, and they cover everything from ending poverty to quality education, clean energy, and even protecting life underwater, because fishes deserves futures too. So sustainability is the big idea, and sustainable development goals are the game plan to make it happen. Think of them as a Google map to a better world with clear directions, but we still have to do the driving. So there's a twist. These goals aren't just for the world leaders or superheroes. They are for teachers, students, and even for everyone. When we connect our teaching to these sustainable development goals, we are helping students understand real world problems, and more importantly, how they can be part of the solution, not just part of the group project only. So, let's talk about Sustainable Development Goal 4, that is quality education. Quality education aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promotes lifelong learning opportunities for all. Education is the backbone of sustainable development. It's not only a goal in itself, but a key enabler for success of all other SDGs. SDG 4 emphasizes not just access to education, but also its relevance, its quality, and especially its inclusiveness. It demands that we rethink education system and practices to equip the learners with the knowledge, values, skills, and attitude they need to live sustainably, and act responsibly and contribute meaningful to the society. And as educators, we must ensure that no learner is left behind, as I already said, regardless of their gender, socioeconomic background, disability, or geography. So, this goal also connects deeply with the idea of education for transformation, not just for information. It is about empowering the learners to become active and responsible citizens who can critically engage with global issues. And when we talk about goal 13, that is climate action and relevance in education, this goal urges us to take urgent action to combat change and its impact. While it may seem like a goal mainly for government and industries, but the truth is that education plays a pivotal role in achieving this target, because climate change is no longer a distant threat. It affects every learner's present and future. So, by integrating climatic literacy into our curricula, we can help the students understand the science behind the climate change, recognize its social and economic consequences, and most importantly, develop the solutions. So, education should prepare the learners to question unsustainable practices, advocate for educational justice, and lead climate resilient lives. Whether it's through project based learning, green school initiatives, or eco clubs, or classroom can become the space of climate consciousness. Our pedagogies must be rooted in hope, action, and then empowerment, not fear. So, we must help our students see themselves not as victims of climate change, but as change makers. So, when next we'll talk about education rules in achieving these sustainable development goals. How exactly does education contribute to the broader sustainable development goal framework? Education is both a driver and accelerator of all the SDGs. It is the foundation of eliminating poverty, achieving gender equality, promoting sustainable economic growth, and ensure peace and justice, that is SDG 16, among others. So, through education, we can raise the awareness, enhance the motivation, innovation, motivation, and create informed citizen capable of addressing these most pressing issues. So education also has a multiplier effect. Like when one individual is empowered through learning, the impact ripples through families, through communities, and then entire societies. Integrating sustainability into pedagogy means aligning our educational goals with global sustainable goals. And these involves redesigning the curriculum, redesign the assessment, redesign the teacher trainings, and redesigning the overall learning environments to develop the critical thinking, to develop the empathy, to develop the resilience and civic responsibility. So education is not just part of solution, it is the starting point for any meaningful and lasting change. And when we talk about UNESCO's Education for Sustainable Development 2030 roadmap, so, this roadmap is a global framework to implement education for sustainable development as a key element of quality education and as a crucial enabler of all sustainable development goals. And the ESD 2030 strategy outlines five priority action areas. First is advancing policy, integrating education for sustainable development into education and sustainable development policies. And next is transforming learning environments, that is, making schools and institutions models of sustainability. And then building capacities of educators. This is equipping teachers with knowledge, tools, and pedagogies for sustainability. And next is empowering and mobilizing youth, supporting the young people to become active change agents. And then accelerating the sustainable solutions at local level. Like this means the linking education with community actions. So this roadmap emphasizes whole institutional approaches, community partnerships, interdisciplinary learning, and lifelong learning. It encourages us to move from teaching about sustainability to teaching for sustainability, promoting agencies, values, and participation. And as educators, we are at the heart of this transformation. Through the ESD 2030 framework, we are called not just to teach the content, but to inspire mindset shifts, behavior change, and global citizenship. So, Sustainable thinking is the quiet revolution where every choice echoes care for the earth, for others, and for generations yet to come. Now, when we talk about integrating the education and sustainability, let's talk about modern pedagogy. What is modern pedagogy? And what is modern pedagogy, especially in the context of sustainability? It is transformative, future-oriented approach that aligns the educational practices with values of environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and economic equity. And modern pedagogy moves beyond the textbooks and lectures to embrace the real-world challenges. Like, as I already said, climate change, inequality, and global interdependence as the core content for learning. And it aims not just to educate but to empower the learners to act, to think critically about the world, make ethical choices, and contribute to sustainable societies. When we talk about teaching for tomorrow, we are talking about pedagogy that inspires change, not just in knowledge but in mindset, behavior, and collective impact. Now, there is a shift from teacher centered to learner centered model. And this is the foundation for sustainability education. But why? Because sustainability demands ownership, participation, and agency. Because in a learner centered environment, students take initiative, they explore their role in the world and investigate environmental or social issues and co-create solutions. And this empowers them to move from being passive recipient to the active change agents who understand the interconnectedness of systems, social, environmental, economic, and who are willing to take responsibility for a sustainable future. So, this approach nurtures lifelong learners who seek sustainability not as a subject, but a way of thinking and way of living. And when we talk about some modern pedagogical approaches, such as problem based, inquiry based, interdisciplinary, or project based learning, these are especially powerful when used in context of sustainability. When we talk about problem based learning, it allows the students or learners to tackle real life sustainability issues like waste management, biodiversity loss, or energy conservation, and design innovative solutions. And when we talk about inquiry based learning, it encourages students to ask deep questions. Why is our water polluted? What can communities do to adapt to this climate change? And when we talk about interdisciplinary learning, it shows that sustainability is not confined to science alone. It cuts across economics, ethics, policies, technology, arts, and so on. And in project based learning, this the kind of learning gives students hands-on experience in creating meaningful change, like starting a school garden, organizing cleanup drive, or running an awareness campaign. So these methods develop the skills and values needed for sustainability, like critical thinking, empathy, system thinking, and collaboration. So when we compare the traditional pedagogy with the modern pedagogy, so there are so many differences. When we talk about role of teacher in traditional pedagogy, teachers were only knowledge giver. But in modern pedagogy, especially with which is aligned with sustainability, here the teacher is learning facilitator and sustainability mentor. And learner is not only passive listener, learner also actively solves the problems, and he or she acts as a global citizen. And in traditional methods there was rote learning, and in modern teaching methods there is real world or experiential learning. Assessment also changes, like earlier it was exams and grade based, and now it is reflective, project based, and value driven. And learning focus was earlier on content mastery only, but now it is its focus is on mindset development and ethical choices. And classroom culture has also changed. Earlier it was hierarchical, but now it is participatory, inclusive, and action oriented. So the modern approach helps the learners understand their role in shaping a sustainable future. It is not just about learning what the world is, but about asking what the world would become. So let's talk about skills that sustainability demands. Finally, the 21st century skills we promote through modern pedagogy are also the very skills that sustainability demands. Critical thinking. It helps the learners analyze sustainability dilemmas, such as balancing development with conservation or justice with growth. And then creativity. It sparks the innovative ideas, whether it's upcycling waste, reimagine urban spaces, or designing eco technologies. And collaboration, it teaches the learners to work together across differences, such as sustainability challenge require global cooperation and local partnership. So sustainability is not a solitary journey. It requires communities of learners and doers. By integrating these skills into our teaching, we prepare the students not only for the job market, but for the moral responsibility of shaping a sustainable planet. So the modern pedagogy is not just progressive, it is essential. It is the vehicle through which the education become a tool for planetary healing and human flourishing. And we can bridge this pedagogy and sustainability. Why integrate sustainability into pedagogy? It is a major question here. Uh, because education shapes not only what we know, but how we think and act and how we live. Today's learners are tomorrow's decision makers. If we are to address climate change, inequality, biodiversity loss, overconsumption, we must equip our students with more than facts. We must nurture them with vision, values, and responsibility. And sustainability in pedagogy transforms education from mere knowledge delivery to a force for planetary stewardship. So integrating sustainability means helping the learner see themselves as a part of larger ecosystem, one that they can nurture, one that they can heal or they can sustain. So this brings us to education for sustainable development. It is a global movement led by UNESCO to empower learners with the knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes needed for building a sustainable future. Education for sustainable development does not treat sustainability as a separate subject. It weaves into every discipline, every level, or every context. Its goal is not only to inform the learners, but to transform them so that they can take informed decisions, act responsibly, and create solutions that balance people, planet, and prosperity. So, this is the education for action, for change, and for the future. And when we talk about the principles of education for sustainable development, its core principles offers a roadmap for educators, like holistic and interdisciplinary, because sustainability cannot be understood in isolation. It must be taught across the subjects. And value driven, it promotes respect for others, for nature, and for the future. And critical thinking and problem solving. Students or learners analyze the real issues and seek innovative responsive. And participatory decision making, empowering learners to contribute to the solutions. And local and global dimensions, that is understanding how local actions have global consequences and vice versa. So when these principles are embedded into our teaching, education becomes a tool not just for success, but for the significance. Here comes the eco pedagogy. What and how? Eco pedagogy is a form of critical pedagogy. I love this because, as Nili ma'am said, I love gardening. So, this is my favorite pedagogy. It is a form of critical pedagogy that centers the ecological crisis in education. It was developed in response to urgent need for planet centered thinking in learning environment. It is about more than just environmental content. It is about reoriented teaching to cultivate ecological consciousness, compassion for all life forms, and an understanding of nature as our shared home. And when we talk about how, This is what, and now let's talk about how we can learn this eco pedagogy through nature based learning experiences, reflective dialogue about environmental ethics, sustainable campus practices, curriculum that explore our connection with the earth. So, eco pedagogy reminds us we are not separate from nature. We are nature, learning to protect ourselves. Here, one more interesting concept, that is service learning, which connects the classroom to the community. Sustainability education becomes truly powerful when learners apply their knowledge in the real world. This is where service learning comes in. And service learning blends academic content with community engagement. Here, students identify real problems in their surroundings: waste, water, hunger, education gaps, and work collaboratively to solve them. Some examples are like conducting cleanup drives, or starting a compost pits, or teaching digital literacy in rural areas, or building low cost teaching aids from waste. So through service learning, students experience active citizenship and learn that small local actions that can lead to large or meaningful change. And we have talked interdisciplinary. What is this interdisciplinary learning with SDGs themes? This The SDGs offer a powerful framework for interdisciplinary learning. Each goal is connected to multiple subjects. Like if we talk about SDG 3, this is regarding good health. And when we talk about health, it is connected to science, it is connected to physical education, it is connected to psychology. And when we talk about SDG 6, that is clean water, this is related with geography, chemistry, economics. So, and when we talk about SDG 12, that is responsible consumption, here the subjects came maths, environmental studies, and arts. So, this multidisciplinary approach helps the students make meaningful connections and view knowledge not as isolated silos, but as interwoven strands that reflect the complexity of real world problems. Interdisciplinary learning develops system thinking, a key mindset for sustainability. And here are some classroom projects that promote the sustainability. These are the real examples. And these are very much inspiring classroom projects that integrate sustainability into teaching. Like first is Waste to Wonder project. Students collect non-biodegradable waste and turn into an art installations to raise the awareness. Or green audit. Students themselves audited energy and water usage in the school or institute, suggested the conservation strategies. Then SDG based exhibition. Each class adopted one SDG and created models, stories, and presentations around it. Here we also can add community kitchen garden. Students partner with local farmers to learn about organic practices and food securities. So these projects not only teach academic content, but build empathy, leadership, and purpose. They show students they can be the change. And storytelling, it is really interesting and very much effective for inculcating the sustainable values, because stories have always been powerful vehicles for values, and they are especially effective in teaching sustainability. Through storytelling, we can bring environmental heroes to life, reflect on the consequences of human action, inspire empathy for marginalized voices and ecosystem. And younger learners can connect with the tales of animals and forests, and older students can reflect on true stories of climate migration, environmental activism, or indigenous wisdom. A story, we can say that it doesn't just inform, it touches the heart and leaves a lasting imprint. It can sow the seeds of compassion, action, and hope. And when we talk about localizing global issues in curriculum, sustainability education becomes impactful when global issues are made local. This is called glocalization, thinking globally but acting locally. We can ask, how is climate change affecting our village, our city? What does SDG 5 gender equality means in our cultural context? So, by grounding the learning in the community's real challenges like water scarcity, energy use, local biodiversity, we can help students see that global is personal and their actions matter. Localized curriculum develop the ownership. Students no longer see sustainability as an abstract concept, but as a lived reality they can shape. So, and what kind of world are we educating for? Are we preparing learners for exams or for life or for jobs or for justice only, for competition or for compassion? Sustainability challenges us to reimagine education, not just as a ladder to personal success, but as a bridge to collective well being. Every lesson we teach, every classroom conversation we spark is a chance to build a more just, peaceful, and a sustainable world. And the real question is not just what we are teaching, but why and for whom. No doubt it's an era of ICT. So let's talk about some ICT tools for sustainability integration. So in today's world, the ICT or information communication technology is not just a support tool in education, but we can say it is a catalyst for transformation. And when it comes to sustainability education, it can amplify our impact, extend our reach, and make learning more dynamic and meaningful. But why exactly should we integrate ICT into sustainability education? So ICT tools like videos, like virtual field trips, collaborative platforms, these allow students to connect local issues with global movements. They can explore the Amazon rainforest through a documentary and then compare it with their local forest ecosystem. And this helped the learners understand the interconnectedness of environment and social challenges, which is the heart of sustainability thinking. And sustainability topics often involve various complex issues like climate models, carbon footprints, biodiversity loss. But ICT tools like simulations, animations, and infographics help the students visualize abstract data and see relationships they might otherwise miss. And for instance, a carbon calculator tool now can show how everyday choices, transport, diet, electricity impact the planet. And ICT also connects the learners with real time global events, natural disasters, climate summits, policy updates, making learning current, relevant, and action oriented. And through social media, blogs, and online campaigns, students can advocate for sustainability, share their ideas, and become part of digital movements. And ICT also promotes collaborative learning across the borders. Students can co-create sustainability projects with peers from different countries using tools like Google Docs, Padlet, or virtual exchange platforms. They can innovate solutions using design thinking apps, create digital posters, make podcasts, or build some green apps, becoming creators, not just consumers of knowledge. And in this way, ICT helps us reach diverse learners, including those in remote areas or with special needs. Digital content can be translated, captioned, read aloud, or adapted to different formats also. So this ensures this sustainability education is equitable, inclusive, and accessible to all in true alignment with SDG 4. So tools like blogs, digital journals, e-portfolios, these tools encourage the students to reflect on their learning journeys. They can they themselves can their track their eco-conscious habits and develop deeper insights about sustainability. And it also provides space for both individual reflection and public dialogue, empowering learners to form and express their own informed voices. But as I earlier said, there are many challenges faced by the educators, because as we move toward integrating sustainability into education, we must pause and recognize the real challenges faced by educators in this journey. While the vision of education for sustainable development is inspiring, the path to implement can be fitted with various barriers like time constraint, within packed academic calendars, lack of autonomy in curriculum designing. Then there's one more challenge like assessment pressure. There's focus more on grades than on growth. Then resource limitation, especially in underfunded institution. And next challenge is resistant to change, both at personal and sometimes institutional level. So these challenges are not signs of failure, they are reflections of a system in transition. And understanding these challenges is the first step towards overcoming them. And when we talk about curriculum rigidities, this is a major hurdle. Many education systems continue to follow outdated syllabi that are heavily content focused, exam driven, and disconnected from real world concerns. This rigid framework often leaves little room for interdisciplinary themes like SDGs, experiential learning activities, community projects, or eco initiatives, critical discussion on ethical or environment dilemmas. But sustainability demands a flexible, dynamic, and context sensitive curriculum, one that evolves with global challenges and local needs. So, educators must be empowered to adapt content and pedagogy to reflect sustainability values. That can only happen if curriculum policies support innovation and creativity. And there's one more challenge like institution and policy supports is also required, because sustainability education cannot thrive without strong institutional and policy support. Even the most passionate educator cannot create systematic change alone. So, what is needed is a top down or bottom up alignment. There is a need of alignment where teachers, principals, policymakers, and education leaders work collaboratively to embed the SDGs into official curricula, to promote sustainability as a core institutional value, and allocate time for teacher training, eco clubs, and interdisciplinary work. Recognize and reward innovation in teaching and sustainability policies must not just speak about education of sustainable development, they must resources enable it or protect it. When institutions commit to sustainability, they signal to teachers and students that this is not optional, it is essential. And lastly, we can say that teachers as change makers, despite all the challenges, one truth remains: teachers are the most powerful agents of transformation. A teacher with awareness, passion, and purpose can ignite hundreds of young minds, and through them changes entire communities. Teachers can introduce critical conversations in the classroom, inspire local action on global issues, model sustainable habits and values, nurture empathy, curiosity, and responsibility. So, you don't need a perfect system to start, you just need a willing educator with a vision. So, let's recognize and celebrate teachers not just as content deliverers, but as catalysts for more just green and peaceful world. Teachers are not just part of the education system, they are at the heart of sustainability movement. So education is not just preparation for life, it is life itself. Thank you so much. This is all from my side. Thank you so much.
That is so lovely. Your choice of words. I have to, I just couldn't stop. I mean, I just wanted the heart to keep going up because your choice of words were so positive.
Thank you. As you know, I'm
Everything.
a nature lover.
That, oh, yeah, well, that too. But the fact that you expressed yourself in such a positive way, your your words, they're pearls of gold, pearls of gold. I don't know if that's an expression or not, but they were amazing. I mean, we just sat here. I'm talking about myself, but I think everyone who listened to you and your slides that were so effective and your words that were so powerful. My question is, with all this positivity And there is so much, I presume that these are implemented in India, perhaps in other Asian countries. I know that there's a different perspective on education in that part of the world. My question is, would these also be implemented in higher education, not just for teachers, of course, I'm sure they are, but also in other interdisciplinary subjects?
Yes.
Because I don't think it's enough in with the young learners, because when they get older, life steps in and these things may be forgotten. So you said, yes, please continue.
Yes, of course, we can implement this sustainability in higher education also, because higher education also involves integrating environmental, social, and economic responsibility into all aspects of institutional functioning. Either it is teaching, it is research, campus operation, governance, or community engagement. So we can implement it through curriculum and teaching. We can infuse sustainability across discipline. We can embed the sustainability concept in all the programs, not just in the environmental studies. And we can develop specialized courses or degrees. Like here we have post graduation in environmental studies. We can promote, as I discussed in my presentation, we can promote problem based or project based learning. We can engage students in solving real world sustainability challenges. And we also can encourage interdisciplinary research, as you asked, in sustainable technologies, education, health, and development. And we also can establish sustainability research centers, or some sort of think tanks we can establish, or we can offer funding. Like I am preparing a seed burning project from my university, like effect of gardening, or effect like how well-being can impacted by gardening, or mindfulness. There is a relation between gardening or mindfulness. So we can offer these kind of funding or awards for faculty or student-led sustainability research. So in this way, we can promote rainwater harvesting, water cycling, establish recycling programs, or we at higher education level, we also can adopt a sustainability policy or chartered aligned with the SDGs, and create a sustainability committee to monitor and guide the efforts of that committee. So in this way, I think we can implement this type of pedagogy into our higher education system.
Is it, that's my next question. Is it being implemented in at Indian universities, or is it just a plan?
No,
Are
it
there
is
such programs?
No, it is already implemented at our university. We have three rainwater harvesting projects going on, and various environmental projects are going on for
Oh,
this
good.
for working on these SDGs. Yes, it's already
So
implemented.
wonderful. So this should be spread. Other universities from around the world should find out about all these projects. I mean, is there a place, a repository of such projects so that others can try them out? If not,
This
please
is
think about it and
absolutely.
share. I will be happy to share it as well, because I think that we need to know more about such activities.
Yes, this is a wonderful idea. I'll discuss, and
Thank
surely
you.
I'll share it on website of our university. This repository, this kind of works or this kind of activities. So definitely I'll share soon. Thank you for
Thank
this wonderful
you.
idea.
Thank you. Thank you so much, because as everyone said in the chat, you can see the comments. This has been brilliant, and so much it's been called for. We definitely need this for this world of uncertainty, as Eva started in her first talk yesterday. This would definitely solve many of our uncertainties. So thank you so much for this. And thank you everyone for being here. Are there any specific questions that you'd like to ask
Yes.
Dr. Kavita Rani? Any questions?
Is there any question? I think there's need to think about it. How we can add this pedagogy into our ongoing pedagogy, how we are teaching, and how we can add this sustainability aspect in our teaching.
Definitely something to think about.
Yes.
And maybe there'll be a MOOC on this one of these days, so that for the world, so that we can all benefit, not just from your presentation, but something beyond, another thing to think about and
Yes,
share.
we are
So
preparing. Yes, we are preparing a MOOC on ecotech. Very soon we'll launch that course, and I'll share the link with you.
thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure we will all be very happy.
Thank
So
you.
thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone, for patient
Thank
listening.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.